Hi everyone, so thanks for tuning in to these little extra bits that I'm adding to my vlog. So I've got two Go Set Street Press magazines, one's 1971 and one's 1974. So let's start with the Paul McCartney cover here. So it's June 1971 and it's volume 6, number 24, 20 cents, you can see that. All right, first up, there's a wonderful photo of Max Merritt and the Meteors in London. You've also got an article about the Kinks selling out a tour in Australia. Paul McCartney hits number 1 for 2 weeks in a row on the Go Set charts. There's a 1971 pop poll, David Cassidy. Daddy Cool for Go Set silver disc. So Eagle Rock had sold over the 20,000 mark. You've got Eric Clapton's Derek and the Dominoes breaking up last week after a row in the studios. Neil Diamond's records to be released in Spain, all this sort of stuff. Bootlegger albums continuing to flourish. Sherbet hit Melbourne. We've got a fantastic article with Russell Morris and his album Bloodstone. This one is The Byrds, still touring and recording. Some albums out from EMI include James Taylor, Dave Mason, Smokey Robinson, Ike and Tina Turner, etc. This one is Molly talking to Johnny Farnham and his manager Daryl Sambell about a musical comedy that he was starring in. Love this one. Fraternity, practicing what they preach down on the farm. As we all know, it's Bon Scott, Bruce, John in the first picture and Bon, Mick and Bruce in the second one there. So this is just, talking about where they're living in the Adelaide Hills. Their June trip to America was cancelled and they're staying in Australia until late 72. So then we've got record reviews with Ed Nemervol. I'm sure that's Ed from Rolling Stone or, The Doors, Ike and Tina Turner, The Mixtures, a fantastic 5-star rating for Dave Mason with his Alone Together. This one is a feature that Australia's top bands talk about themselves and their music. So this one is Bakery and Copper Wine with the caption there, "Don't be a rock musician, son, it's dirty." You've got Jeff Phillips, Every Saturday, Happening 71, TV. There's, what's here? Tuesdays, Issy Die, Masters Apprentices and Ballet Dancer Glenn Brady, etc. Thursday, the Lardy Dars. Wow, cool. What else is here? Fraternity at Hornsby, Chain at the Arts Factory, Trevor Wilson at Spinning Wheel, and Galadriel at the Coat. Chain, here it is here. So live appearances. There's also Sherbet, Simple Image, etc. at Whiskey A Go-Go this week. Rock concert review, Body of Light. So the Sydney rock scene came alive with big crowds at the Carver's Jute Farewell at the Arts Factory, the LSD Fog Show at the Roundhouse, and the Body of Light light show concert at Paddington Town Hall. There's Tame Shud, Blackfire, Bootleg and Bakery. Big week for singles. So you can see all that. Donny's Place, how cool. So Donny Sutherland talking about Daddy Cool, concerts, Autumn, Grapevine, Zenith and Pyramid, etc., etc. So this one is just messages like, pen pal kind of stuff. These are the people that work, the wonderful people that work at Go Set. Competitions, Axiom guitarist Chris come back to Australia, the Aztecs, and In Focus get it all back together. And there's a picture of Warren Morgan, and that's by Ed Nimmervoll. Oh, whoops. And that's it. So the back, he's just advertising posters now available by post to Go Set readers. They'd be amazing, actually, some of these. I like the Donovan one. So there's that. All right, I'm going to move on to this one. So it's number 19, May 11, and it's 1974. So here's the amazing Billy Thorpe. So he just talks about, what's it talk about? Michael Browning and him splitting, and apparently the band's leaving Australia at the end of the year and basing themselves permanently in America. Browning said that there was no ill feeling between him and Thorpe, and the breach had occurred because the management agreement had expired. 5 years is a long time, etc. So this one here says that Go Set with Cordon Bleu Agency holding auditions for unknown artists and bands who are struggling for recognition. So that looks pretty interesting. These are the Australian singles, albums, UK ones, and US ones. So on the next page, I've got Susie Quattro and Cat Stevens touring Australia. So they're at the Hordern Pavilion. What else is here? Rod Stewart's got a new solo album this month. This is interesting. I love Willie Dixon. He's coming to, or he was going to all these venues here at the time. And that's Evans Gadinsky putting that on. Eric Clapton comes out of retirement. This is 1974. He's with Ron Wood and Pete Townsend in this picture at the Rainbow concert held last year. So yeah, he's announcing a return to service at a Chinese restaurant in London, apparently. John Lennon and Ringo Starr recording together. Hank Snow to tour. Matt Taylor's album, you can win that. Cracker Jacks. What else is here? Mickey Most, Producing Success. There's 4 rockers from EMI, pop, soul, solid rock, and heavy rock. There's the ZZ Top heavy rock. Mark Bolan is solid rock. And Alvin Stardust, first album, My Kukachoo, Stevie Wonder. This is a Brownsville station that sound like Slade band. This is the Mixtures returning to Australia without the slightest fuss. The Push Bike song, that's what they sang. Love and Death in the Charts. There's an article there. It's an overview article. Ian Meldrum, he's got news here about various artists like Russell Morris, B. Birtles, Elton John, Brian Ferry, and I love what he wrote down here. A word of wisdom to Australian groups: when a record company puts everything behind you with time and money, then stay together. Great quote. Here's some pictures that Philip Morris took. The article or the page is called Scene Around, the happening page of pictures around the scene. So great picture there. Ross Wilson, Ross Hannaford, Wayne Duncan, Doug Parkinson, Billy Thorpe, Gary Young, and this was at the reception for Daddy Cool when they were in Sydney. There's Glenn Mason with Gary Young and Wayne Duncan. I love, there's one of Harsh, fantastic. And this one is when they were playing at Hornsby, and that's the crowd there. This is Peter of Sebastian Hardy with his wife Anne. Resident group at Jules, Stewart and Mackay. And this one is, where am I? This one's Home. Jimmy Taylor's Rock Jamboree on stage at the Whiskey. And that one is Johnny Rocco outside the Bengal Curry House at North Sydney after their instruments were destroyed by fire last week. So there's a really cool section there by Philip Morris, wonderful photographer Philip Morris. Genesis, an article on them, the new Cat Stevens album, Buddha and the Chocolate Box. A sad saga of success, and that's all about Dwayne Allman, who died in a motorcycle accident. And it talks about how he was the driving force behind the band. And 12 months later, the bassist Barry Oakley also died in a motorcycle accident, but the band played on. Yeah, so it says the losses were so great that the only way they could make it through the pain was to keep on working harder. Portrait of an Artist, Paul Pilati. This page here, what they've done, Go Set, it's quite small, the print, but what they've done is they've compiled all this stuff and it's called Rock Encyclopedia. So you just kind of collect them every week or whenever the mag's out, and it just, you add it to have this complete, encyclopedia of rock. This is about Roger Davies guiding Sherbet internationally. So, he's confident that Sherbet could make it onto the international music scene, in particular America. Soul and jazz have a page dedicated to that genre. Reviews, albums, Seals and Crofts, Unborn Child by Warner Brothers. So Anthony Bartholomew talks about that. Front row reviews, Me and My Monkey at the Octagon Theatre in WA. Paul Kossoff, actually, he's got a good review here. MOD did that. Singles, Brian Cadd. There's the wonderful Brian Cadd here. What else? Rocky Horror Show in Glebe. And now it's just the ads page. So, this is the gigs. So you can see Friday night at, what's here? The Sandown Park Hotel, Coloured Balls and Buster Brown. I wonder if that's Lobby Lloyd and Angry Anderson. I'm sure it is. How cool. Just all kinds of different bands. Oh, the Aztecs at Ormond Hall. Who else is here that I know? Wow, how cool. There's Buster Brown again on Saturday. It says afternoon. What else is here? Look, Mondays and Tuesdays there's also bands playing. The Aztecs are on, and Hush on a Wednesday night. The La-Di-Dahs at Croxton Park Hotel. Mushroom Artists. It says here, Mushroom has openings for a limited number of good bands, progressive and commercial. Good work available for the right band. Contact Terry Blamey. How funny. Wow, the Waltzing Matilda Hotel in Melbourne has Band of Light. I was only just listening to them today as I'm, just reading a lot about Ian Ryland at the moment. So Band of Light, they were amazing. Hush at the Statesman. And Letters of the Week, winning albums, Classifieds. So bass player with Fender wanted to join a professional group, Ring Sam. Drummer just arrived from New York, phone Jeff, all that kind of stuff. Madder Lake, equipment for sale. Gibson Fender, how funny. What else is here? John English will play the stage role of Ned Kelly when the Patrick Flynn rock musical is staged in Australia in November this year. That's cool. And that's it. So the back is just a Beatles consumer guide thingy. So I hope you've enjoyed it. It's two, page flicking sort of fun, I guess. Go Set. One is 1971 and one is 1974. A wonderful, reflective, sort of way just to enjoy our musical past. And it's just really interesting. I find it really interesting. Hope you've enjoyed it. Cheers.